We're going to look at number 1 in section 4.8. We're going to apply Newton's method to the function f of x and the initial guess x of 0. And we're going to calculate x of 1, x of 2, and x of 3. So the first 3 iterations, if you will, of Newton's method. The function we're given is x squared minus 14, and the initial guess is x of 0 is 3. Okay, basically we graph this function. This is a parabola, right? X squared opening upward, shifted 14 units downward. And you can see it's going to cross the x-axis at 2 locations. We're obviously going to be looking for that positive root to this function. We're going to give our answer to 6 decimal places. So it's going to be important that you don't round any intermediate results. Use your calculator as I showed you in the lecture video. Here's Newton's method's iterative formula. I would give that to you, but pretty easy to apply, right? To find the next iteration, we take the, if I want to find x of 1, I'm going to use x of 0, right? Minus f of x of 0 over f prime of x of 0. So I do need the derivative. Real easy to find the derivative here, right? The derivative of x squared minus 14 is just 2x. Okay, and then as I said, what's x of 1? Well, it's going to be x of 0 minus f of x of 0 over f prime of x of 0. So there's using the iterative formula, basically using n equals 0 gives us this. And so what is x of 0? We're told it's 3, so it's 3 minus f of 3 over f prime of 3. What's f of 3? Well, we can do that pretty easily. That would be 3 squared minus 14. That's 9 minus 14, which is -5. And then f prime of 3 would just be 2 times 3, which is 6. So notice this is 3 minus a -5, 6, so it's 3 plus 5, 6. So if we do 3 plus 5, 6, it's going to be 3.8, repeating 3 forever, right? We're going to round that off to 6 decimal places. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's your result. Now, what about x of 2? Well, x of 2 will be, of course, with n equal 1, we'll get x of 2 is x of 1 minus f of x of 1 or f prime of x of 1, right? So here's my answer. So how did I get that? Well, I'm going to use this value now and plug that in. So remember how I showed you how to do this in the calculator. So this is what we're going to do. We are going to start by plugging in our initial guess. Remember, our initial guess was 3. So we're literally just going to type 3 and enter. Now what that does is it stores 3 in our answer, right, variable. Answer variable, remember, is right above the negative sign on the 84 and 83 calculators. And so I'm just going to use Newton's method here. So to find x of 1, I do x of 0, which is 3, but I'm just going to use answer, right, minus f of x of 0. Well, that's f of answer. So what is the function f of x? Remember, the function f of x is x squared minus 14. So I'm just going to do in parentheses, right, answer squared minus 14. Close parentheses. So you got to have parentheses around that numerator, divided by the f prime of x of 0, f prime of 3, which is 2 times 3. Okay, and the way I'm going to do that is, notice I've got to put in parentheses 2 times answer and close parentheses. If you don't put in parentheses, it's going to divide by 2, whatever you have there, and then after you do all that, it's going to multiply by answer. Right, so be careful about these expressions. So if I do that, of course, what are we going to get? What we got a minute ago, right, for x of 1. Say, why did I go through all the trouble to do that again? Well, here's the trick, right? If I do the entry command, right, entry command is right above your enter, so second entry. So second entry, it will copy what I just typed, right, the last entry, which is all that. And here's the thing. It's going to use answer, but what's answer now? It's not 3. It's this thing, right, which is x of 1. So in other words, it's going to plug in x of 1 minus f of x of 1 over f prime of x of 1. I don't have to do anything. Just hit enter. There's my x of 2. And we're rounding again to 6 decimal places. So I got 6 decimal places, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then the 7th one is the 6, which rounds that 3 up to a 4. All right, so that's important. If you're getting these answers incorrect in Achieve, it could be because you're rounding intermediate results. Do it all like this without rounding until the very end. What about x of 3? Well, I need to plug in x of 2 into this formula. Well, x of 2 is right here. So guess what? Second entry. I just hit enter and voila, there it is. going out again to the fifth decimal place there, or sixth decimal place rather. I see a 7. The next one is a 5 or more, so that 7 is rounded up to an 8. And there's our answers for this particular one. So just be careful about rounding, and make sure you do like this with the calculator so that you're getting the correct results there. Okay, hope this is helpful for you on this one.